Lance is one of the defensive weapons in Monster Hunter. You get a big lance, you get a big shield. Using this shield to your advantage versus just hiding behind it full time is what's going to make you a better lance user. There's perfect block timings that you're going to have to learn, and though the kill speed might not be the best, lance is actually a very fun weapon to play. You're constantly active, and it has a very, very unique play style. Now, lance can be played in a multitude of ways. You can aim for tails, you can aim for heads, you can aim for wings, whatever. Generally, you want to be in the face so you get more windows of perfect blocking so you can counterattack monsters, but different situations call for different strategies. The first thing that I'm going to go over is perfect guarding. Whenever you bring your shield up, you're going to see a blue flash on your screen, or blue flash on your shield. If you are hit during this small window, you're going to be doing a perfect guard. You take 0 chip damage from this, and you can also counterattack if the opportunity arises. Now, if you block after this and don't get a perfect block, you will take chip damage, and eventually, you kind of get bullied into using a potion. This is something that you're going to have to practice. This is going to separate you from the rest of the crowd if you can do this consistently. Now, the bread and butter combo with Lance that I found is just your typical poke combo. Just use triangle, 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 triangle. Literally just spam triangle. You poke, 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 poke. So once you hit your triangle button 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and a 4th, you do this triple stab. So consecutively, you do 6 hits. That's actually not that bad of damage, and it's really easy to pull off. Now, this can be chained with 3 circle combo attacks in a row. Circle is your high thrust, mind you. So triangle is your, body level thrust, and then circle is your high thrust. So if I'm spamming, if I still want to get my triple poke combo out, but I also want to attack high, it'll be something like circle, 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 triangle. Circle combo on the 4th swing is actually something quite different. You will do a charge attack. Now, I'm not very consistent with this, but if you charge that to red and you swing that and it coincides with a monster hitting you at the right time, you'll do 2 stabs, and this is actually quite a bit of damage, but it's very hard to pull off as opposed to just, doing this. This will be far more consistent and far more easier for you to pull off, and therefore that's kind of why I use it. Lance also has a really cool charge. So if you hold down R2 and you push triangle and circle at the same time, you're going to initiate a charge attack. And from this charge attack, you can do a big thrust with triangle. You can do a hop thrust with X and triangle. This right here. Oops. You actually have to hold your stick forward when you jump. So if you hold your stick forward, hit X and then triangle, that's a jumping attack. That also can mount a creature. So very, very handy to use this. You can also pivot your dash by turning back and pressing X. So let's say you run right by an enemy. You can also use your focus to kind of guide you around. But if you hit back and X while dashing, you'll pivot directly behind you. So, oops, I missed it. Let's go this way. Oops, I missed it again. Well, when you're sliding, you can't do it, but terrain messing me up here. Sorry, bird. But like I said, you want to go backwards that way, you can do that. You want to go backwards the other way, you can do that. Charge is really fun. It's not the most useful thing in the world, but it is really fun to use. Also, the longer you hold this, you'll see that the lance is glowing red now. That means we can do more damage. When you run out of stamina, well, that means that's the end of the ride. So just make sure you keep that in mind. Lance also has a power guard, which is holding down block and hitting circle. Now, in Power Guard, you can see just how fast the stamina gets drained there. It's quite crazy. So, generally speaking, you're not going to be using Power Guard that much, but it does have its uses. So, let's say a big attack is coming. You're in a weird position. You don't know if you need to block this direction or this direction or this direction or this direction. Before that attack lands, make sure you have Power Guard up and enough stamina. This guard's in a 360-degree motion, so it will block anything around you. So Power Guard is actually really, really handy if you have those oh man moments like, what are we going to do here? So, do that, but typically you want to try for a perfect block at the end of the day. Lance can also do some really nice blunt damage with the shield. While holding R2 to block, if you press triangle, and in triangle, well, moving forward in triangle, and in triangle again, you're going to do a little shield bash. This is blunt damage. Now, enough of these will actually KO an enemy, so don't refrain from using this, especially in party play. Like if you're trying to help a hammer user out by hitting something in the head, you can knock it out. Also, while holding R2 and using circle, you can do a leap attack. And so when you hold R2 and you hit triangle, dash forward, and do circle after that, you instead will not do a shield bash, you will do a leap attack. And this can chain into your triple thrust combo. Very handy. Very, very handy. At the end of the day, Lance is an absolute ton of fun. It has a ton of different strings that you can pull together. Now, almost all the roads lead back to the poke combo, but, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's kind of a lot of damage. Lance is absolutely one of the best weapons to use if you're learning patterns and learning new monsters. You're going to last a long time and understand the timings of monsters by being in the fight so much. Being in something's face, you're going to be able to predict and understand the fight more and more than you would like hanging out in the back or if you're on the ground needing a potion. Anyway, with that, that'll be the end of the Lance basic guide. I hope this helps a little bit, helping your understanding and how to be a little bit better on Lance. Like I said, this is just a basics guide. It's nothing really in depth, but it'll get you started. Every week until release, I'm going to be releasing a basics guide for a different weapon. All 14 until the game releases on February 28th. If you would like more, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting Monster Hunter content, short form and long form, on the channel for a while to come. Thank you for watching, and good luck on the hunts.